Can we talk?
Can we talk?
Can we talk?
¿Podemos hablar?
Can we talk?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Can We Talk podcast, hosted by the Colorado River Regional Crisis Services. My name is Lillian Perez, the Community Outreach Educator, and February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and today we're going to have a really important conversation. Teen dating violence is more common than many people realize, and it affects young people across every community. Today, I'm joined by someone who brings such a unique perspective. She's a mom, a former high school teacher, a former youth advocate, and she's my coworker. We're going to talk about what teen dating violence actually looks like, how power and control show up in young relationships, and most importantly, how prevention starts at home. Nicole, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Nicole, and I am the grant/financial administrator here. But as Lily said, I wear many hats, whether that be here or, at home and outside of here.
Let's jump right into this, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, again, welcome back. We took a much needed mental health break, I think, from doing the podcast. I mean, a lot of things changing and going on in our office, and we have been very busy this month.
Definitely. I would definitely say you have been busy and hitting the ground running for Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
Where have you been?
Oh, where haven't I been? I really wanted to make an effort and try and get to all the different parts of the county. So starting out the month, I attended a webinar hosted by ACES DV, and they talked about Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month and different aspects, and I learned a lot there. So that same night, I hosted a presentation for our Parker High School S Club girls. Then the next week after that, it was Wear Orange Day on the 10th. Then I was at Parker High School the day after that. Then the day after that, we were at the Healthy Relationship Fair at Arizona Western College. And Ashley, my coworker, then went to Bouse to the health fair there. We also went to Wallace Junior High School and spoke to the students there about teen dating violence, as well as the school in Bouse. Just today, my coworker Chris and I went to La Pera and spoke to the 7th and 8th graders about teen dating violence and healthy relationships. And then Thursday this week, him and I will be going to Fort Mojave to 3 different schools and speaking to their students.
Wow, I don't think that was enough, though.
Well, I think I'll be in Quartzsite and Siloam next month.
Oh. So we're literally hitting all the schools in La Paz.
That was my goal.
I think you managed to succeed on that one.
Our office tries to stay pretty busy with these awareness months. So with all of these presentations that's been happening, I've been getting a lot of information out about what teen dating violence is. So I want to just jump right into it and talk about what is teen dating violence.
Anytime we're talking about dating violence, it's all about that power and control, right?
Absolutely.
They're going to try and get that power and control over you no matter what shape or form that might be.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you might see marks, and that could be from the physical abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you might notice your teen kind of turning into a recluse, and maybe it's more of that psychological, mental, emotional, all of those things going on. And in turn, that could be isolating them from their parents, their friends, all of that as well. So again, it's not just one cookie cutter. It's a collaboration of a bunch of things.
Yeah. I want to add that, especially now with teens and young adults, we're seeing a definite spike in cyber and digital abuse, and this can look like sexting or stalking virtually, checking someone's active status online.
What is the app, Live 360?
Yeah, checking location, we definitely are seeing different things in teen dating violence now than I would say even 5-10 years ago. And another thing I want to add, teen dating violence encompasses up to age 24 now is what they're saying, according to ACES-DV from the training I was in. They're distinguishing the difference being typically, young people aren't moving in or getting married until right about that 24, 25 mark. So it changes to domestic violence. It's kind of a
awkward threshold.
Yeah.
And not only that, you could potentially still be going to school. It might just
exactly
college instead of at home with high school and middle school.
Teen dating violence is kind of
it's that gray zone that we can't quite figure out.
It's hard. It's hard. Oftentimes we see young adults and teens feel like they were dismissed, or people thought it was just drama, just high school drama. But I want to say that, most teens don't look at teen dating violence as abuse. They see, or adults don't necessarily either. They look at it as like, oh, that was growing pains, or
it's just a phase.
Right. And I really want to stress that, like Nicole mentioned in the beginning, teen dating violence is all about power and control, which is the same thing that domestic violence revolves around. The abuser essentially just wants power and control over the victim. And oftentimes we're seeing, and I'm seeing this now, is that females are being labeled more as an abuser now on the emotional and psychological sense of it. Not saying that guys aren't doing it, but I see that girls are getting called out for it more now. And like, I know when I was in school, and even more now, being like La Toxica is so glorified and glamorized and popular. Like, being the toxic girlfriend.
That's toxic.
It's so like, my S Club girls talk about it all the time, and they're like, and when I talk about toxic relationships, they look at me like, oh, no way, that's toxic. I shouldn't be doing that. I thought it was just funny. I know as a teacher, you had to have seen that.
Definitely. I mean, even and again, relationships, they include friendships.
Absolutely.
I don't care. You can have toxic friendships.
For sure.
It's still toxic.
We might be
making a joke about how it's toxic something is, but it's legit a red flag.
Yeah.
It's a red flag.
And these little seeds, and I'm calling them seeds because they're so young, right? Little seeds of toxicity, and the red flags now are just going to progress as they get older and mature in their adult relationships. So I want to talk a little bit more about power and control because we keep talking about that.
Definitely.
And I know you have the teen power and control wheel right in front of you.
I had to. Such a classic.
So what does this look like in teens?
So for teens, you're going to have your extreme emotions. So basically what you were just talking about, all of those emotions, young adults, teens, they don't know how to control them. It's hard. And that definitely goes all the way up to 24.
100%.
But they don't know or understand the emotions. Yeah. So you don't know that what you're actually feeling is jealousy. So then that turns into just an extreme norm almost. And you get angry and you're just like, the explosions start happening. You're either a volcano and just erupt constantly, Or you're a dormant volcano. You let it build and build and build, and then one day you just kind of explode.
Yeah. I think technology plays a big role in that extreme emotions,
Definitely.
especially the jealousy portion, because everybody's going to want to post their picture perfect relationship. And oh my gosh, my boyfriend bought me 3 dozen roses for Valentine's Day, or her boyfriend did that, and my boyfriend only bought me 1 rose and like the cheap box of chocolates.
Oh, dare they?
So I definitely, the extreme emotions and extreme jealousy can definitely come into play more with technology too, seeing the picture perfect relationships and the picture perfect life.
Definitely.
But then the flip side of that also being technology glorifies the stalking, the creepiness of checking active status, or
I was just gonna say violates privacy. Has to know where they are at all times. Goes through their things. Doesn't even allow them to go to clubs or do their sports. And if they are doing them, they're right there beside them.
Yeah.
But then the flip side of that, from being with them nonstop and constantly to completely isolating them. And I keep bringing isolation up because they want you by yourself.
Yeah.
They want you to be just theirs.
And
that's not healthy. It's not healthy at all.
No.
One bit. And it doesn't have to look like them taking you to another state. Like that's the extreme.
Right.
It's you losing your friendships.
And it happens slowly.
It happens so slow and you don't even realize it.
Right.
A week later, a month later, you're going to be like, I just hung out with them a few days. Wait, how long? Wait, that was a month ago?
Right. It can be just like, I don't like the way that they looked at you today. That was kind of weird. And then planting that little seed of kind of creating that barrier to not talk to that friend anymore.
Definitely. And then do the same thing with your family.
It
starts with your friends, and then it's going to turn to your family. They don't let you go do anything.
Yeah.
You're always with them. They're always in your business. I'm sorry, that's my family. They're going to be. I'm still under the roof. Of course, they're going to be in my business.
Right. Yeah, making you feel like you can't do anything without them or without the relationship, feeling that all the decisions that are made have to be made around the relationship. What happens, how they're going to respond, everything that you decide to do or people to talk to or text to send is going to matter what they say.
It's no longer a you.
Right.
It's a we.
Which crosses a fine line and can get kind of complicated because at the same time, when you think about wanting healthy relationships, you want to include this other person in decisions and future planning and things like that. So all of these power and control things that we talk about, especially with teen dating violence, I think make it confusing. Not necessarily confusing, but
it can be though.
Because there's a fine line between it being healthy to being toxic, and it's definitely interesting the difference between teen dating violence and adult relationships. One thing I want to touch on in the power and control wheel is using social status. We see this a lot, I think, in our small town specifically. There's big names of families, and getting in and dating somebody from that family might put you at a higher social status or might put you at having higher expectations by your own family, or your family saying, oh my gosh, you're dating that person, you have to be this certain way and you can't break up with them because we need to be involved in their family, or things like that.
I feel like that happens in like the higher social standing as well.
Yeah.
More so.
Right.
But you can definitely see that here as well.
Yeah. I want to talk about, and it's not, I don't think it's on the power and control wheel, but academic sabotage. This, when I heard this at the training at the beginning of the month, it was like everything clicked for me. Even in my past relationship, in my own teen DV story that I have, that hit home. Like, I think I dropped my pen when I heard that. And I'm trying so hard to explain this to all the schools about academic sabotage, because this is such a good emotional, psychological warfare way to get the victim and survivor of teen DV to stay home, stay close to the abuser. And for our listeners, academic sabotage is essentially one partner trying to get the other partner to maybe skip going to sports practice or skip going to a club meeting so then they can't participate in an event, or keeping them up all night by texting them so then they don't sleep well and then they don't do well on a test or can't focus. Or texting them while they're in class so their phone goes off and then they get their phone taken away and they're distracted by that. Any little thing that creates a barrier from the victim to being more successful is considered academic sabotage. And this could be even like somebody getting ready to go to college or join the military and the other partner saying, well, what if you instead went to junior college so you didn't go far away from me, and like you could get your degree online and just work and then you could move in with me, which seems innocent enough. It sounds sweet and sounds like they're just trying to be closer to you. But changing the goals and changing goals of your life is not healthy.
No. And kind of going back to when you're trying to get into the military or college, you're going to have to take those bigger tests that are outside of school schedules.
Right.
So the ASVAB or your SAT or your, what's the other one?
ACT.
ACT.
I don't think they require those anymore for college.
My age is showing. Well, you're going to have to take those tests.
Yeah.
On the weekends, on your own time.
Right.
Okay, well, they can sabotage you in that way as well. They can prevent you from studying because guess what? You're going to have to study on your own for those.
Yep.
So you don't get to study for those. You're staying up all night, and maybe you have the test on that next Saturday morning, and then they beg you to hang out all day Friday and all Friday night, and they keep you up. And
and even for our young adults that are in college, or teens and young adults in college, this could look like, the partner showing up to your dorm room and not letting you go out and be with your friends, or go to a sorority or fraternity event, or preventing, extracurriculars from happening, or going with you to class. And things like that all are considered academic sabotage, and essentially and eventually will turn into something more and will grow. But when I heard that, it was like bells and whistles and everything was going off. But obviously we're talking about all this power and control and what it looks like for our teens. But I want to talk to you kind of switching gears and less from an like advocate or teacher perspective and more from a mom perspective. What would you want parents to understand about control that might not look so obvious?
you had a very open and honest relationship
Mhm.
with your teen
Mhm.
and they start pulling away.
Ooh.
If they start kind of becoming that recluse, and especially if they were an open book and
Yeah.
bubbly and always with you, wanted to be around you, and then they kind of just started, fading to the background, so
Yeah.
to say. I think that would kind of be an obvious one.
Mhm.
One that might not be so obvious is subtle changes.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe like
Oh.
changes in like music
could be
taste,
music,
Okay.
could be the way they dress,
new shows they're watching,
new shows.
friends.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I know that was a hard question. I just kind of sprung that on you, but
Thanks.
continuing with the mom hat on.
Okay. Switching gears.
What do you think our kids and teens learn about relationships from watching adults?
Kids are sponges. They soak up everything.
Mm-hmm.
If they notice that every Friday dad brings mom flowers, or mom's not feeling good, let's do this for mom,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for boys and girls. The girls are going to see how the father figures treat their mothers and know how they should be treated in future relationships.
Absolutely.
And then vice versa, the boys kind of see how their fathers treat their mothers as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then the boys also get that aspect from the mom too.
Yeah.
They see how hardworking the mom is, and
Mm-hmm.
they take that and they see that the mom is caring for everybody. So they're going to want to find that sort of partner as well.
Sure. So, like, the way I think about this, I mean, I'm not a mom, but being a younger adult,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like I got a lot of my relationship values from watching my parents interact and my grandparents interact, and the different types of relationships,
Mm-hmm.
between my aunt and my uncles. And I think kids and young adults get, like I said, the values that they're
Mm-hmm.
going to instill in their own relationships. However, we do know that a lot of the kids and young adults now don't necessarily have both parents in the home. So conflict is inevitable in relationships. What do we think about teens and young adults seeing healthy conflict? It's hard.
Yeah, but you definitely have to see it.
Right.
Just because mom and dad are talking doesn't always mean that they're arguing.
Right.
And there's situations that arise where you're not going to see eye to eye with your partner
Mm-hmm.
at all.
Right.
At all. You're going to have a different opinion. And obviously my way is I'm just kidding. But I mean, that's an example right there.
Yeah.
Saying like your way is the only the right way.
Yeah.
It's my way or the highway. Not always.
Right.
There's something called compromise. Compromise.
Okay.
But you talk through it. It doesn't have to end in things being thrown, someone storming out, someone slamming a door.
Yeah.
It's okay to be upset as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can be upset and not agree.
Yeah.
But the way you react to that, and either you calmly de-escalate, or there's an explosion. Like there's
yeah.
I mean, you got to see both sides. And I think that's one thing that we kind of didn't hit on. We kind of hit more on the healthier side of this.
Sure.
A lot of the times, unfortunately, and I hate to put it this way, but kids learn their relationships from somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere. Not
Yeah.
trying to point fingers. But a lot of the time, if they are in an unhealthy relationship, the aggressor,
Mm-hmm.
they had to have learned it from somewhere.
Right.
Um,
And that could be video games,
Video games.
music, TV.
Our TV shows,
Awful.
awful. Do I enjoy watching them? Yes. Are they a great influence? No. Should we follow their advice? No.
They're definitely an influence.
Definitely.
But healthy conflict, I think, is something we're not seeing as often anymore. And that comes back to,
Emotions.
Yeah.
It honestly comes back to emotions because we don't fully understand our emotions. And I would say for my age, and I don't know, a lot of the time we were told kind of not to fully express our feelings.
Right.
Not to understand them.
Mm-hmm.
Sit there and be quiet.
Mm-hmm. Suck it up.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why am I actually feeling this way?
Right. Which takes reflection on the adult's side of this, which really leads me into my next point of prevention does start at home.
It does.
And our teens and young adults need to see adult relationships being healthy, boundaries being set, the difference between healthy boundaries and unhealthy boundaries. If they are in a broken home, seeing healthy communication and not just yelling and screaming matches, even if that healthy communication is no communication. Showing the teens and young adults that every relationship is different, but they only know what they see. And that's where being the adult and the parent comes into play, of being able to model that and breaking the generational cycle of abuse. And I think parents and adults have a really high responsibility, especially now with technology and all these things just right in front of their faces all the time. We have this responsibility to really model what healthy relationships can and should look like. And that even shows up in friendships, like you mentioned. I mean, all of these things we talk about is a total crossover from both friendships and relationships. And when we're encouraging our teens and young adults to build healthy friendships, they're going to understand, oh, I like how that friend talks to me, and I like how I feel when I'm with that person. And it's going to cross over into their relationships. So I want to talk about some tips for parents. So these are obviously, hopefully tangible and actionable for our adult listeners here. But what are a couple things that our parents can start doing today to model healthy relationships for our teens?
I'm going to go back to kind of what I was just saying and understand your emotions. I don't care if it feels like you're going back to kindergarten and have to get a chart. They have great ones, by the way.
We have them in our office.
But understanding how you feel, and then if your child, whatever age they are, has an outburst, stop them, make them pause, have them take a breath. What are you truly feeling? Why are you screaming and throwing yourself on the ground?
Right.
But why? Have them explain it.
I love that.
And that leads into normalizing conversations and just making your teens and all your kids, whatever age, have them just talk.
Yeah.
Put the phones away, put the tablets away, turn the TVs off. Talk.
Yeah. I love that. And I think one of these we did in the beginning, and it was kind of mocking the puppy love. And I know we do joke about that and say like, oh my gosh, you don't actually know what love is.
We're mocking ourselves.
Yes. But to our teens and young adults, this is love to them. This is what they feel love is. So as parents and adults, dealing and navigating teen relationships, respect the relationships that they're coming to you with. If they feel safe to talk to you about something that's going on, don't diminish whatever it is they're telling you. If they're saying that they feel uncomfortable, believe that, have the conversation. Or if they're saying, oh my gosh, I'm having such a great time talking to this person. I feel great. I have butterflies and I'm so excited. We don't want to diminish that and say, oh my gosh, it's not gonna, whatever, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. Or, diminishing those feelings. We definitely want to let our teens and young adults know that they're safe to come and talk to us about these things. And I know we talk about this when we were at Parker High School, is that jealousy is not love. I mean, that's sometimes can be a hard line to cross about like sweet jealousy and crazy jealousy. But
if you question it,
it's not. Right.
I think as a parent, you have to create that no shame zone. I always was able to go to my mom.
Yeah.
And sometimes people would be like, why? Why'd you tell her that? I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Create that zone, and you'll still have to worry about your child, but you'll have to worry a little bit less.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah. And I don't know how. I wish we could have our moms on here and they could talk about it, because I think both our moms did a really good job of having that no shame zone and
definitely.
letting us talk to them about what was going on.
Yeah.
And I think, at least for me, that happened because my mom sat me down and had the hard conversations. And she was just straight up about it.
Definitely.
This is what could happen. This is what could go wrong. If you are going to get into a relationship, these are what to look for. And just, she let me be honest and come to her at my time. Wasn't like I was forced to say anything. But I think maybe another episode we could have our moms on here and talking about that, because I think they both did a great job with that.
I think my mom could just see it on my face. If you know me, my face says it all. She's like, what'd you do? What happened?
Yes. And I think also letting our teens see boundaries. I know it's, obviously I'm not a mom, but I'm sure it's hard to set that for yourself, of saying like what you need specifically. Definitely. But letting our teens see that, they can make the shots for their own self, And
I know for me, I'm still kind of a younger mom.
Yeah.
I still have little ones.
Yeah.
Being honest with them and saying like, oh, my bad, I messed up.
Acknowledging that
I messed up and vulnerable with that part. You can see it.
Yeah.
So then when my oldest messed up, she's like, oh, my bad. Like, I did that.
Right. Yeah.
And then
they can recognize
apologizing.
It. Yeah.
Apologizing if, I blamed something on her, but it was actually her younger sister. Yeah. Oops.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Awesome.
And not only that, I need space.
Oof.
Walk away. Give me space.
Yeah.
I let you have your space. Give me my space. So hopefully we're doing okay on that part.
Yeah. This is a hard topic. Teen dating violence is a really interesting topic to talk about. And a lot of people, when I'm out at the events, don't necessarily, like the older generations don't necessarily view it as something as serious. And I really want to stress that teen dating violence plants the seed for domestic violence. It plants the seed for sexual assault. It plants, it kickstarts that power and control cycle.
Definitely.
And the sooner that we can teach our teens and young adults what healthy relationships look like, the better chance we have to reducing that amount of domestic violence, sexual assault, things like that.
Exactly. And kind of like you said, normalizing it.
Mm-hmm.
If all they're seeing is the unhealthy,
Yeah.
that's what they're going to normalize, and that's what they're going to grow up doing.
Right.
And being okay with.
Mm-hmm.
If they see the healthier side of everything and the boundaries and apologizing and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and actually having conversations and understanding your feelings,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they're going to expect.
Right.
So you have to decide kind of which one do you want to normalize,
Mm-hmm.
and which one are you okay with normalizing.
Right. Yeah. And one thing I say, I'm catching myself saying a lot is unhealthy and toxic relationships aren't normal, they're common.
Mm-hmm.
We want to differentiate that just because we see it all the time doesn't make it normal,
No,
but it does make it common. We are seeing a commonality of all these things,
definitely.
but we don't want to make it normal.
It's a great clarification.
But I want to kind of start closing and saying that teen dating violence is preventable. And this whole time we've been talking about awareness. Awareness is that first step, but action has to follow. We can't just talk about it. We have to show our teens and our young adults and put forth action on our end. Prevention doesn't start when our teens begin dating. It starts in our homes. It starts with our relationships, our conversations, and things that we model and that they see every single day. So I just want to ask you one final question. If you could leave parents, teachers, caregivers of teens and young adults with one message this month, what would it be?
Be open.
Ooh, okay.
Whatever that might look like.
Okay.
Teachers, that could be leave your door open. Let them come to you.
Nice.
Parents, kind of the same thing. Be honest with them. Be open.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I love that. That's great. As we close, I really just want to highlight that our agency is here to help. If you or someone you know is experiencing teen dating violence, we are able to assist with that. We can help with safety planning. We can help with making an exit plan if you're trying to break up with somebody. We can do it, it's all confidential, and we want to just ensure your safety and your loved one's safety. So, again, if you or somebody you know is experiencing that, you can always call our agency, and we would be happy to help and assist with that. So thank you, Nicole, for coming. And everybody, I encourage you to wear orange to spread awareness for teen dating violence. You don't have to just wear orange in February to raise awareness. So please spread awareness, start the conversation, and let's model healthy behaviors for our teens and young adults. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Lily. When you're ready to talk, call 888-499-0911. You can also reach out at our website, www.crrcs.com. You can email us at canwetalk@crrcs.com. And you can always follow us on our social medias, Facebook and Instagram.
Cuando estés listo para hablar, nos puedes contactar al número 888-499-0911. También por nuestra página a www.CRRCS.com, o los puedes contactar en nuestras páginas sociales en Facebook o Instagram.
Help.
Hope.
Healing.